Alright, so if you're on the PC, remember the only people editing videos are on the PCs. Don't try to edit video on your laptops. They're not that smart and they get confused. So remember, this lesson is just for those of us working on a PC. If that's the case, I want you to look for your little rainbow cloud icon. If you click it, we want to deal with, no, Premiere Rush. That's correct. Click on Open. It also might be a choice in your Windows menu, which will be in the bottom left. But when you open it for the first time, guess what you want to do? Yeah, hey, let's create a new project. So click on that. And then it will give you a bunch of choices where you want to download your stuff. It'll take you to your desktop. I bet you have a folder called VB for volleyball. If you do, click on it. What are we looking for? Same as before, we're looking for Lakeside Vinyl. So if you click it, it turns blue. How many files are you going to import? 1. And then to create this video, where you can edit this video, guess which button you click to create it? I know you're with me. Once that happens, remember, up at the top, this is our viewfinder where we see what we're editing. This is our timeline where we actually cut it into pieces. So look for that slider in the bottom. Move it to the left to give you super huge thumbnails, you know, like the ones your dad leaves in the sink after he does his grooming routine. We want to cut off the beginning and start 2 seconds before the serve. A good way to tell, right before the serve, listen for the whistle. So I'm turning my audio up a little bit. It's like at 24. Don't turn it up all the way because then you'll blast everyone out. But keep it low enough that you can hear it and it doesn't bug the person next to you, but loud enough so you can hear that whistle. So let's hit play. There's the whistle. So as soon as I hear the whistle, I'm going to hit my space bar. In Rush, S for split. Now take a look down here. We've made a split. This is the stuff we want to get rid of. This is the stuff we want to keep. So if you right-click on the stuff you want to get rid of, and remember, right-click is what? Middle finger on the right-hand button. Now all you have to do is delete one clip. And guess what? It goes away. Now we want to get rid of the movement beforehand, right? We don't want any jerky camera stuff. So let's hit play and see how it looks. That looks pretty decent. So to add my transitions, I go up to the effects, which is the lightning bolt. The cool thing is, put the playhead where you want the transition to go and just double click dissolve. Can you see how it's added it right here, that little gray bumpy looking thing? Hit play, it fades in. And then we want to stop 1, 2 seconds after the ball hits the floor, right? And then we want to hit S for split. So as you look, this is the first play. Coming up next is the stuff we want to get rid of. And the easiest way to know what do you want to keep and what do you want to get rid of, hit your play button. If you see them moving around, if you see the camera moving, if you see them come in to do that little high five thing, that's the part you want to get rid of. If you see the ball rolling to the other side, that's the part you want to get rid of. When you hear the whistle blow, that's probably about the time you want to hit your space bar and hit S for split. Now, before you do anything else, look down. Here's the first play that we already edited. Here's the junk after the first play we need to get rid of. Right click, delete one clip. Now we've got our space bar right between the two, right? If I just double click dissolve, see how it added my transition? If you can't quite see it, the more you zoom in, the bigger your transition looks. And this little X looking thing is my cross dissolve. So let's go back and let's make sure that there's no camera movement. When it starts to fade, you don't want to see the camera make a big swish because it's distracting. Squirrel! Let's cut some out. What if you've already trimmed it? You already have a transition. You can still go to the beginning, grab the arrows, and you can trim part of the beginning off. You know which part you're trimming. See how the video on the right is moving, but the one on the left isn't. The video that's moving is the one you're trimming from, and we want to get rid of this. Let's see how the camera's moving back and forth. Let's see if we can get like right after it. Let's back the playhead up because you can move it. Hit play. That's better. Now we didn't see any camera movement during the transition, so look at it. As it's fading out, you shouldn't see a big camera move. As it's fading in, you shouldn't see one either. Now, as we work with the volleyball video, Include like the high fives where they, or the low fives where they meet at the net. That part we want to keep. Remember, if the camera's moving a jerky, we want to get that part out. But as they approach the net and they move in, I try to keep the camera still here, right? So S for split. This would be a good place to start. Maybe, no, maybe here. Why did I cut part off? Because the camera was still moving. But include as much of the low five at the end of the play as you can get until the camera moves again, because it gives us a little chance to see some of the faces in the crowd. When a camera starts moving, bumping, because people are moving around on the bleachers, hit S. And a lot of people are also asking, should we use the warm-ups? And that is yes. This gives us a good chance to see close-ups of our students' faces. So wait until the camera's pretty much still. You don't want to see like me moving the camera around like it is right now, as long as it's right in place. Sweet. And then show this for like a minute or so on each side. Show a minute of us warming up and show a minute of them so we can see all of the faces. If it moves a little bit in between people right here, that's okay. This part, the camera is real shaky. I didn't quite get a good shot, but yeah, there's my foot. You don't want to see that. But maybe starting right here, we got the parents looking at us funky. Maybe split it right there with S. And we got a mom smiling. We got another mom smiling. And then I follow it over. And a student smiling, and we end it right here. So that part you might use. Hit S for split. What else do we have? Oh, there's the hug. Former students who are at Northrop, I think, right now, yeah? Hit S again for split so we can get rid of that jiggly thing. At the end of that last shot, right click, delete it. So we go from this shot to the cute little hug. As soon as the camera moves, we want to end it, right? Zip it back. S for split. The Lakeside team doing their warm-ups, right? Let's start with number 11. Then we right click on the stuff we don't need, delete it, so right between the two shots, and hit play. So yeah, get the low fives at the end of each game so we know when game 1 and game 2 ends. And then get some crowd shots, but remember we want to keep the camera movement to a minimum. And that'll make it more interesting and give us some close-ups of both teams as we go. And there's a celebration at the end, so get that too, right? Sweet. I think we're good. Let's finish this up. Thanks.
Please hang up and try again.